Crypto Hotep here with another trading video. This video we're just going to be doing a quick charting session, and I'm going to showcase how I look at charts, what goes on in my mind, and then how I'm charting these cryptos or stocks using Heikin Ashi. Okay. But before we do, we got to pay the bills. Shout outs to Coinbase. Coinbase is sponsoring this video, as they always do with my crypto videos. And they're probably the best broker. If not, I won't say probably, they are the best broker that I've ever worked with. I've been in this game for over 5 years now, and I've used Coinbase. Even when I've used other brokers, I've always come back to Coinbase. And they are the GOAT to me. I know I don't have any issues getting money out with them. And it's just very easy to use. So shout outs to Coinbase. Link will be in the description. If you don't have an account, feel free to sign up using the link. Even if you do, feel free to link it with my link because it helps support the channel. And please like, subscribe, and comment and all that. But by no means is this financial advice. Crypto, please do your own research with your crypto coins that you want to invest or trade in. So my strategy primarily goes off of a longer time frame. Okay, so my trading strategy with my altcoins, with trading and with my smaller cap stocks is usually on the weekly time frame. That means I don't trade too much, and I only have about, I would say, 4 to 5 positions at a time. That's not a lot compared to other traders, but the gains are they can be very tremendous. Okay, so that's the first thing. So before you even watch this video any further, just know we're going to be focusing on the weekly time frame. And probably the shortest time frame I'll ever go down to is the daily. I will not go past that. So if you want to know how to make say $200 in like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm not your guy for that. This isn't the video for that. This is more of building positions over time, selling them off, and basically rinse and repeating, doing it over and over again, focusing more on having consistent wins instead of gambling type of mentality like with day trading. Okay? So again, we're focusing on the weekly time frame. There are several tools that I use with my charting on TradingView here. I use the RSI indicator right here, which is Relative Strength Index here. And I also use trading volume, which are these bars down here. I use my Heikin Ashi candles, which are right here, that you can switch right here or here. And then I also use 2 moving averages. I use a 200-day moving average, which is a very long-term moving average, and then I do a 50-day moving average. And the reason I do 2 of them because I like to see if there's a golden cross or a death cross of the particular asset. And we may or may not go in between, and we may or may not cover that in this video. Okay, but if I'm looking at this, crypto is called Alchemy Pay. The ticker symbol is ACH. If I'm looking at this, just a bare naked chart here, I usually will zoom out so I can see the chart fully here. And then now I'm looking for points of interest or weekly demand or supply levels. So again, if this is your first time watching these videos, I do have a video called my Heikin Ashi trading strategy, and I divvied it up into sessions. Feel free to go to that video and start off with session 1. But just to recap, supply is having bearish price action, meaning going down, and demand is bullish price action going up. Very simply, we're not going to make it hard here. Okay, so I'm looking for these points that stand out. And one of the main rules that I have is if it's a supply zone of interest, then there has to be a bullish candle before the bearish downward movement, and that bearish downward movement has to be at least 3 candles. Can't be 2, can't be 1, and then a bullish candle. It has to be 3 candles in succession. So first off, my eye goes here. So we have a bullish candle here, and then 1, 2, 3 bearish candles down. This would constitute as a level. And then I would take my cursor here and just kind of move this across, and we can see that this level right here and this area, because that's all these levels are, just areas, has not been broken. And what I mean by broken is price hasn't burst through this level and traded above it. It hasn't. It's been respected every time. So this is a viable level. So what I would do is I would take my rectangle tool here and I would draw my rectangle bar right along here. Okay. Now, if you're wondering, how do you know that? Where do you draw it? I usually try to get as many of these data points as possible here. Okay. So I don't like to make these levels very thick at all. I don't like to do that. And then on top of that, I will also mark a point on this as well. And what I mean by a point is I'll take my horizontal ray tool and I'll just mark a horizontal line right here. This horizontal line has been respected along with this weekly area multiple times here. Okay. So that's my weekly supply or resistance zone right here. Okay. The next is I'd be looking for demand. And demand here for Alchemy, it stands out right here a lot. Now, why does it stand out a lot to me? Well, primarily because of this giant movement here going upwards and price coming down, respecting this level, not breaking it, and then going up again, and then coming down, and then going up again, and then coming down. So it's respected this level a lot. So we're going to go ahead and mark this as a weekly tested demand or supply level right here. And then we're going to get our horizontal ray tool. And then I'm going to take a point where I've seen where price has interacted with it the most, right there. Okay. So now we have a good, I would say, floor and ceiling here. And now I'll look in between here, see if there's any levels nearby. And this one stands out right here, this level right here. Why? Because we have a bullish candle and then 1, 2, 3 downward candles here. So it's also been respected as well. And it hasn't been broken right here. Okay. Now, why didn't I draw this all the way out here? Well, because it's been broken. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about most current level right here. Okay. So that level has been respected. And then we'll use our point again. And there you go. And then I will mark these points as liquidity right here. Okay. Here, and then this level here, weekly demand level. Okay, so we have several levels to choose from here. Now, I may draw another level here. I could draw this level, for instance, right here. This would be a respected level, and your point would be here. But for the sake of the video, we're not going to do that. Okay, so the next thing that my eye will go to is, okay, let's draw out how many times price has interacted with these areas. Okay, just so we can mark it down. Okay, so we'll take our little circle tool here. We'll draw a little circle, doesn't have to be big, and then we just copy paste it right here. I'm just looking for reaction. That's all I'm looking for. It. Right here, this is another reaction here, it's another reaction there, another reaction here, another reaction here, okay, and then one right here at this level as well. Okay, so the reason I do this is because when I come back to this chart, I want to see how many times that this particular crypto's price has interacted with these levels, because it may make me wary on taking a trade if price comes down in this level. Okay, so then the third thing I do look at is trading value. So how has the trading volume been so far? So it's been kind of low on ACH, and it's been a little bearish here, but the bearish trading volume is decreasing. Okay, I can see that steadily decreasing here. So that's something to keep in mind. Trading volume is steadily decreasing here on the bear side, and it also could come in contact with this weekly mitigated level, which has been respected multiple times here. Okay. Another thing I look at is the RSI. Where are we at on the RSI? Typically, my good trades and my good buys with crypto are where price is in or below, I should say, the 50, which is this middle line right here in the RSI tool. When it's below the 50 RSI, those are usually fantastic buys. When it's like when it's oversold, it's below the 50, almost at the 30 and below the 30, those are fantastic buys, and that's usually an opportunity for a big win. So currently, ACH, if I'm looking at ACH here, ACH is below this 50 line here. It's barely below, but it is below it. So again, I'm keeping my eye on that. Then my eye also goes to see what the moving averages are doing. So this blue line, or the lack thereof, is a 200-day moving average. It doesn't have a lot of price action to perform a longer 200-day moving average line. That's why it's very small here. But it does have price action for the 50-day. 50-day is this purple line. So we can see that price is trading below the 50-day as well. That's normally a good area to buy as well. But would I just blindly buy this area? No, I honestly wouldn't buy this area right now, because another one of my rules is I have to see buyers come into this market. Right now, buyers aren't stepping in. So what do? We do everything that traders normally hate to do, and that is wait. We wait. So I would be waiting, and I would be waiting primarily for price to come here. Price to come here in this area again, just like it did right here, just like it did right here, just like it did right here, and here, and here. So I'd be looking for price to come right here in this area, and then I would like to see the buyers step in and see somewhat of a bullish doji. And what I mean by a bullish doji, and I'll zoom in, is a bullish indecisive candle, which would look like this right here. So as an example here, we have a downtrend. This was in March of 2024. We started to have a downtrend from, looks like this 4-cent mark. So we had a downtrend here. Price found a bottom here at almost 1.5 cent here, right here. So this was the last bearish candle. And then we saw buyers step in with this bullish doji. And how do we know it's bullish? Well, it changed colors from black to white. That's from red to green. Normally candles are red to green. I colored mine green being white and black being red. Okay, so this means that buyers were stepping in, and they were stepping in into this weekly demand level coincidentally, and I'm using air quotes. So buyers felt that this area was very significant. So I would have probably bought here, and then I saw more bearish or more bullish movement here. So I probably would have bought here and here. And more than likely, I would have targeted somewhere along these levels here, and I would have looked at the RSI for also better direction as well. So typically, when I'm in a trade and I have a trade with my crypto, and say for instance we have all of our trades filled, then I'm typically just waiting and holding, and I'm just managing it, and I'm playing it level by level. Because honestly, this would have been a level based on my rulings. This would have been a level based on my rulings as well, and then we have our top level here. So I would have potentially waited. If I saw price come in here, then I probably would have sold at this level because it's a main weekly level. And in a nutshell, that's kind of what my strategy is. I'll do more videos very shortly here, but if you like this video, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you. Happy trading.